Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And today we're taking a look at, from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, this is She-Ra. Now, She-Ra is a deluxe class figure. That means that the price point is going to be around $30, although I got this at Target when they were having a 25% off sale, so I got it for around 26 bucks, and it's a fun figure. She-Ra comes with a few accessories, namely her Sword of Honor, the shield. This is actually the replacement cape, not the main cape she comes with. I'll show you that in a moment, as well as an alternate head and some hands, which we'll show you. Fun figure. You can get this at other retailers. It is up for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store, but I, of course, canceled mine because it was a little, I got it for a little cheaper. And Amazon does have it listed, but who knows if or when they will get it in stock. Unfortunately, mine, I didn't notice it in the packaging, but this is her standard head, and one of the fins here was actually glued down to the head. You can see that extra glue, but it's actually kind of springing back. And I have to say, the plastic quality on the accessories are quite nice. They did the smart thing, and they didn't pack the sword in her hand, so that is kind of cool. You might be able to tell there is a slight angle to the hand holding the sword. Unfortunately, these hands and the replacement hands, they do not have that. I have the power pose hands. I mean, this is kind of close, but they all go in and out. Now, of course, due to her wrist gauntlets, that does affect the articulation. And here's a close-up of the sword. We know it can do a lot of things. The Sword of Honor was quite fun. And the shield is nice. Not something I would normally display her with because, you know, I tend to go for more animation accuracy, and this was something that was really the domain of the toy. With that being said, though, this is the cape I would display her with just because I think it's kind of cool. And as you can see, the main set of hands are that sword-holding hand and the open hand there, you know, to hold the sword and stuff like that, you know, do that little, when she looks at it, when she's changing, as well as it helps, you know, fit the wrist on. The torso here is a little joint, a little loose, but not too bad. Unfortunately, the hair is all solid plastic, so that does limit the articulation. There is a ball joint in there, so, but you ain't getting much looking up and down outside of using that torso. Now, this is the cape that really was more toy accurate, I would say. And, you know, let's go ahead and bring in the other accessories. As we can see here, this is the cape that she comes wearing, which I believe to be more animation accurate. It's also a little bit shorter and doesn't have those pronounced shoulder pads. And then this head, which I did check, this is basically the same hair and head, just with like the mask down. If you remember on the original She-Ra toy, Mattel had the idea that she would turn the tiara around and it would form a face mask to hide her identity, and that would be like the She-Ra form. So you would go from Adora to She-Ra. Well, most of the kids who played with it really didn't get that and really didn't enjoy it, so they just left. They would display it with the crest facing up as She-Ra, and that's how it was shown in the cartoon. But it is nice that they did include the head here, and it is nice that we do have the toy-accurate cape. Getting the heads on and off at first is a little tricky, but I think once you do it, it's not that bad. You just rip it off there, take the shoulder pads off, and here we go. Slide this back on, just like so. At first, I thought this was connected to the head, but it's not. And then just pop it back down, and you know, you're not going to hear a click or anything, but there's what I would say is our best animated She-Ra that we're going to get as of right now. I think, you know, as I've speculated before, I feel that there are limits to what Mattel can do in terms of animation accuracy due to Super 7 having their line and stuff. And let me just make sure that it doesn't look like it's sitting right. And oh my God, the way I'm handling it. Ugh, if this was a real person. But yeah, so I think that, you know, we're only going to go so far. If you remember the 40th anniversary He-Man that's out and about, that is actually a toy accurate He-Man. Now that might just be because, you know, the 40th anniversary of the cartoon is next year. Now, in terms of replacement hands, it's a sword holding hand for the right here. Well, actually, I'm sorry, for the left, and a fist for the right. I'm not going to really bother popping those out because I don't see myself using them much. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate the cloth cape. I appreciate the work that they went in here. In terms of articulation, you've seen the head, you've seen the waist. Universal joints here at the shoulder, bicep swivel, double jointed, pinless joints there. We talked about the wrist articulation, you know, and the in and out movement. The skirt is a soft plastic, so you can go up, you can go back. There's no dropped hips, out to the side. Double jointed knees, might be a little tight, so you might have to break yours in a little. And then you do have calf rotation, thigh rotation, and then forward and back and side-to-side ankle pivot. So this is a deluxe figure with a deluxe level of articulation. It's got her sword back in her hand. That's kind of just feels a little wrong. But, oh, and let me, you know what? Oh, God, I didn't check. Yep, there is no way to store the sword. That's a little disappointing. Because much like He-Man, She-Ra did store the sword on the back, on her back, you know, when she was not using it. And, you know, she would also, and I think this would have been kind of cool if we did get, like, some of the alternate forms that the sword would turn into, like, you know, rope, a ladder. You know, they had some fun with that, with the She-Ra cartoon. So, that's about it. So, we'll pause real quick, and we'll come back with my final thoughts. I'm trying to recreate that pose when Adora was powering up, where she looks at the sword. That's actually something kind of cool. Like she's saying, "Oh, look, it's a sword." But, but yeah, this is a fun figure. I actually have a couple of these. I have Hordak, Trapjaw, Triclops. In a way, I think the Masterverse figures are doing a little bit more of what a adult collector would want from a Masters of the Universe line than, say, Origins, especially when compared to, say, the Classics line, which I think this is a more, obviously at this point, a more affordable, more accessible option. You know, I like the different options you have, so you can go for toy or animation, and, you know, I am kind of curious to see how this is going to go. Now, initially, I had Catra pre-ordered, but I had to let it go just because there was a lot of stuff coming price-wise. And to be honest, outside of She-Ra, most of my connection to that show is the Horde and Hordak, who are really more of the Masters of the villains of Masters of the Universe. So, yeah, there's that. But like I said, I got this figure at Target. They had a lot of them. I'm sure you can get this at other retailers, brick and mortar and online. The price, because again, it's a deluxe figure, price is going to be around $30, but if you can catch a deal or get a coupon, it takes the edge off and then makes this figure a little more enjoyable. So, that's about it for the review. If you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It does help with the algorithms. And also, I am trying something new that YouTube suggested in terms of turning some of my old videos into shorts. So you can see a little then and now type of thing of where I was in terms of filming, the technology and stuff like that. I am trying to highlight either the best moments or the funniest moments. And it does seem to be working. A lot of you are watching them, or people who watch shorts are watching them. So please continue to do those, support that, but also support the original videos that the shorts come from. You know, every little bit helps, and I know we're getting close to the holiday season, so that traditionally is a time when there's a lot of uptick in views, so I really do appreciate it. Also, subscribe. I say this in every video now. 98% of you are not subscribed. If you're not subscribed, you're missing out on stuff, and you might miss a video that you would want to see. But that's about it. So it's your old pal Chuck for She-Ra, the Princess of Power. We will see you next time.